So I invited the current #1 volleyball player in average elo. And today we're gonna do a best tier list for each secret ultra style in Volleyball Legends. We're gonna evaluate it overall for each type of rank match, analyze carefully his strength and weaknesses to find out what is the best style right now. A lot of you haven't subscribed yet, so please subscribe. Without further ado, let's get into it. This is one of the most recent style that has ever released in Volleyball Legends. From the word itself, Hidari, from the Japanese word, when it's translated, it's a left. So basically, if you hit your left hand with this style, you will get a power spike and serving on this, which is make him one of the most powerful spiker right now in Volleyball Legends.
For Hidari, for 1s and 2s, he's really OP since he is huge hitbox and has a crazy spike power. But for 3s, 4s is decent since more people that can wreck lah. And for 6 is mediocre, just blockers and receivers everywhere. So I think I will place it at A.
Hidari 这支角色，我最近排位赛遇到很多，有遇到一些蛮强的，像后排有一些高度感觉会 set， 但是会突然杀过来，然后都打后排前排，我是从外场打进内场。然后我自己是不太会玩这支，但这支杀球很大力，只有跑出慢而已，不好守，我会给到 S。
What tier?
S.
Ooh, S tier.
Okay.
When I have used Hidari on 1v1 match, it's actually pretty decent enough, but the problem is about positioning. If you are slow in 1v1, you're quite useless, but his power spiking, making it super good. And for the 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, Hidari is pretty good when you're it with the Taichou itself. And I like how it made it so much easier to initiate your power spike. But the only cons on Hidari is that his aiming is quite limited. So if you make a mistake, you're ended up a really bad spiking. The rewarding is really good, but punishment really bad as well. So I'm gonna give Hidari an A tier for this. Since it's AA and S, will be overall A tier for Hidari. We are at Jinko again. Nothing happened, nothing changes, no nerf, no bow. Let me explain Jinko in a nutshell. So Jinko just have this special ability where when you spike the ball, you get a curbing ability on it. Either you spike it or serve it. And he has a max spiking power and serving power, but the spiking is quite slowed down because of his curbing. That's all.
For Jinko, he one of the most dominant in rank, I guess, since his tags are really OP, is like the net one. In 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, it all works. And not only that, he has a crazy ability using boom jump, which can hit over everybody and hit perfectly at the backline or back row. And if you combine it with Taichou, if you hit it with S tilt, you will just guarantee backline. This is really stupid. And I guess for 6, I would say it's also good because it tricks a lot of people, but it'll be a bit harder. I'll place it at SS tier.
So Wilson, I saw you main Jinko now on your rank matches. Tell me more what you can say about Jinko.
OK， 我之前的那个讲解Jinko，我觉得非常烂。我现在玩了才知道这支太强了。现在最近我在练缩力，Jinko缩力加上一些视角的转弯，它可以从最左边飞到网子的前面，它会往内旋，它也可以往外旋。所以玩Jinko要学转视角这些的比较麻烦一点，但这支是真的太强了。基本上你就算前面有 block， 你也可以挡住。然后我自己玩这支，平常是使用 boom jump， 打 1v2v2 可能会使用后盾 show break， 可以弥补一些地方。这一支也有炸网，就是等网掉到网子前可以拉 S， 它会飞回场内。但在离网子太近使用的话，会炸出界，会飞到外面。对，会 elbow。对，这支太强了，我会给 SS。
Damn, pretty outstanding performance from Jinko so far. But hey, let me explain my side for Jinko. So Jinko is so flexible when it comes to spiking. Like you can experiment a lot. It's so easy to hit back row with Jinko, and instead of just go straight down like style, Jinko literally bypasses the receiver with the S tilt, and it's easy to punish the opponents with Jinko. And when it comes to the ability as well for Jinko, it's pretty good for boom jump, redirection, magnetic pull, shield breaker. Almost anything is so compatible with Jinko because it's very efficient, very good, easy, S tier. Double S for Jinko. Now we are here for Mikage. Okay, in a nutshell, Mikage is the first ever secret blocker in Volleyball Legends. So he has this ghost blocking. Once you hit that ghost blocking, his blocking becomes more 1.5 faster than his normal blocking. So Lime?
Mikage is quite a slow style, but it works really good in a lot of players rank game mode. But for 1s and 2s, it's not really compatible since really slow and most players that are pro can just spike over him or side. For his 3s, 4s and 6, that's when he's best because his unblock is really annoying and can just shut down anything. So even if a Jinko boom jumps, his ghost block can also still block it, which is really annoying overall. In 6, he's very annoying in general lah, so it's almost impossible to just spike unless you have shield breaker. So I will place him in S tier.
Damn, S tier. Wilson, what do you think about Mikage?
OK Mikage 我最近打排位，我最近冲比较凶，然后6v6是我比较喜欢玩的，因为人多比较不会有压力。Mikage 的话真的太难守了，因为我自己是当主攻，如果我自己去守，我应该会尽量在前面补啊。但我金口有时候切球都进不去，这一支的范围太大了，然后能量也蛮快的，基本上我只能靠崩将或是速攻去突破他们。所以Mikage他2v2也蛮强的，只是默契要比较好，不然那个防守会漏很多。然后1v1的话，我是觉得没什么用，因为位置太大了，用不到Mikage。然后可能在人多的模式会比较有用。那好 ，OK， 所以我会给 S。
Ooh, also S for you. First of all, Mikage is one of the easiest secret style that you can use among all of it. I like how Mikage resolve every blocker style problem, which is the very slow speed. And the fact that it's not that hard to charge makes him really OP. Mikage becomes even more unstoppable when you pair it with the steel block, which is the counter for the shield breaker. If you're really good at read blocking, he becomes easy as for the 3v3s, 4v4s, and 6v6. But the only thing that he's bad on 2v2s, 1v1 is almost useless except for his spike. The only thing weakness on him is how slow it is. But his blocking, so good. Very easy, very simple. All you have to do just block, bro. Keep blocking. I will give it S tier as well. So, alright. So, Mikage goes on S tier. So now here, oh, okay. So, the latest, first ever, the one and only, Ultra Style Volleyball Legends. Hakka in the nutshell is just basically a clone. If you set towards where you look, it will summon a clone. Then that clone, you have a short amount of time whether you want to set it back to another side or spike it immediately. And one more thing, the clone only reflects on how you look at it. And you cannot trigger the clone on the enemy side. If you accidentally set it to the other side, it will just like reflect a free spike for them. Just a quick pause for this part, guys. So we have decided to separate between the Mastery 1 Hakka and the Mastery 5 Hakka. We're gonna talk about the Mastery 1 Hakka first and then Mastery 5 on the last part. So now we're back again here. I just added the 5-star Hakka here.
For level 1 Hakka, he's decent but it's quite predictable. He can counter fish and also has a lot of text to do, but his spikes is not that good and can sometimes hit the net many times if you're not careful with your tilts. And for his charging, it's a bit long. You need to rack at least like 3 or 4 times to get full charge. And for his 1s, 2s, 3s, he's good. His 4s is decent and his 6 is a bit hard to use since there's too much players covering and it's hard to spike unless it's outside antenna. Overall, I will place him at B tier.
Okay, Wilson, level 1 Hakka, what do you think?
Hakka 这只新角色排球昨天才更新的，我自己花了保底才抽到。然后这一只杀球的速度很慢，然后你如果说它的分身很强，我觉得还好，因为我自己会利用 block 反向 block 把球挡住，它那个影子可以去猜测大概在哪里。然后但我还没有遇过满阶的它，是升到5等的，然后它的 set 方式就很像 TSK， 所以我觉得 TSK 就有点废掉了，然后不如抽这一只新角色就好了。然后这一只在 1v1 模式我觉得蛮好用的，它的技能冷却很快，跑速也很快，扑球也 也蛮好的。但我自己是比较会以进攻去抽，我只会去抽进攻的角色啊，就这种辅助型的我不太会去玩，因为这一支你的队友要跟你默契好一点，不然可能很难连接起来。但我们这里 set 我们都玩原地，所以用这一支应该也是可以。然后我应该会给 A。
Okay, A tier for the Hakka. Okay.
Yeah.
So my rating here for this Hakka is B tier as well. Like it's pretty much like secondary is not so much impactful. So it's only useful when he has this clone, but overall it's just mid, just like Timeskip, Oigawa level setter. Hakka on B. And now we're here at Timeskip Hinata, the GOAT. Alright, so let me explain to you how does Timeskip Hinata works in a nutshell. Timeskip Hinata has this power scaling, so whenever he moves on a linear movement, when you reach that purple power, that's where you can trigger the power spike of Timeskip Hinata. Timeskip Hinata is also fast type of style, so meaning he can go around anywhere without any problem to receive the ball.
For Timeskip Hinata, he dominates all rank. Since if you notice that most former pros in rank game mods that use Sanu use TSH, since that Sanu is a bit more predictable and TSH is very strong in all capabilities. He's a fast and good all-rounder and has quick spikes. He does need a lot of skill, so he's a high skill character, but his spikes are really rewarding. And for once, it's very good since you can't really predict where he's gonna spike, and it's really fast also, so it's really good in one. So for twos, it's very hard to cover. He has the whole court. He can either cut or hit corner or long, which is gonna be a pain for the receivers to receive it. And for threes, same goes for twos, but he can delay more since there might be like tech between, like using fourth touch or something. So yeah. And for fours, he's best played as back row, but left wing, right wing is also alright to play with. And for 6, he's also really good. For final rating, SS.
Double S. Very nice. Wilson, I know you were former Timeskip Hinata.
这支最近因为出了 Hidari， 我感觉他有点亏待，但我还是蛮强的，速度，然后杀球也不好守。如果有去练缩力，是像 set 一样。可以控制力道，你如果有学那个搭配这一支的话，是真的很难守。我自己有认识很强的，是真的守不住啊，有时候真的守不住，除非只能靠预判或是用扑球。这一支打底类太强，发球也不错，就力量刚好，不太会出界。我自己是没什么在玩的，现在就都玩进口。对，然后我认为没有这一支没关系，但可以用 Hidari， 因为它的不用蓄能量，不用像 Hinata 一样在用跑的存能量。然后这一支配泰丘在其他模式蛮强的，像3v3、4v4这种，但是会很难守，突然移动，突然 set 到旁边，然后 spike， 有时候打后排。守不住，我只能靠 block 啊！这支我应该会给 double S。
Double S. Wow. One thing that I have realized on how good this is overall in every ranked matches. So Timeskip Hinata, his speed make him more flexible on using it in any ranks. Like in 1v1, you need this good speed stats to be able to receive the ball easier, and his power spike makes him even more good in all type of rank. Either 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, or 6v6. I agree with Lime on what he said that it's pretty hard to predict where he will come out from. He just keep running around and suddenly it's hard to know whether he's gonna dunk it or S-tilt it. And the fact that if the user knows how to do the partial, Timeskip Hinata easily get the double S. I barely see any weakness on here. The only cons on this style is that it's pretty hard to use, honestly. Lime, Wilson?
Yes, it's better than Jinko.
For me, it's upper. We are now here at the twins, and the nerf was really hard for every twin user. So this nerf was dropped to the serving float of twins. So basically, in the nutshell, he has these two types, which is setter type and a spiker type.
So after the nerf twins, he's still one of the best all-rounder since he's quite fast and is great for all rank game modes. He can be played as a spiker and setter, and he can do some unexpected plays. So for once, he's a good style to play for all-rounder since he can switch between receiving and spiking styles. For twos, he's really good since you can get a lot of aces from serve if you know what you're doing, and he can feint between switching styles to think that he's spiking, but it's just setting. And for threes, he can either be a setter, a spiker, or a blocker, and you can change it during the game also. But you're only quite get some aces. And for fours, he's decent since there are more players, so they can cover. So it will be harder to play using twins. So you only get a few aces. And for six, he's a decent, but at most he will be a support since there's too much players and he doesn't really spike. He can't really spike a lot of places. So and his aces will be very little. And for that, he will be placed A tier.
OK，双这一支在发球方面，有时候我还是会漏跌，有些可能我以为是后排，会突然一个很大的弯到往前，所以不好守。自己没有在玩这一支，没有在练这一支。在2v2，如果你的发球真的很强，可以靠这一支很多分。但如果在进攻方面的话，就比较没有什么优势，因为现在进攻脚比较多，都蛮强的。这一支的话就还好。如果要 block 的话，这一支还不错。是除了因为我没抽Mikage，这一支的 block 蛮强的，我有时候会拿来玩一下，就蛮难守的。然后这支走速很快，就是 set 的力量有点太大，所以我自己都是 set 原地，然后打 delay， 然后我会给 ace。
Alright, so for me, so first of all, setter server type of the twin is still pretty good. Like he still got this fast moving speed stats on him, and his setting is decent enough to set either default or normal sets as long as you can set. But his serving got a little bit become a bit bad and more predictable, and which is quite bad. It's quite challenging to score with the twin, especially in the high elo when you are serving. So the only way for him to just score is feinting on his set, like switching between receiving into spiker suddenly then spike it. I would say this would be still S tier. You can still move around if you know how to switch pretty well. He will be equal to Mikage and the twin. So now we are here. Yogan. Let me just briefly explain to you how does Yogan work. So he has this special ability called Rage. So whenever you have filled this up, you can have all max stats on every type of ability, either serving, spiking, or anything. And it lasts for quite a long time enough.
For Yogan, he's alright, I guess. He doesn't really have a lot to show off except for his stats and his S tilt, which is Sanu. For once, he can be really good since he has max speed, max jump, max block, max spike, practically anything you can ask for all-rounder. And so for 2s and 3s, he's also quite okay for it since you can block down or just do longs, which is hard to cover, I guess. And for 4s and 6 is just not really recommended as a spiker because it's quite predictable. It's like using Bakuri for spiking in these rank game modes. So overall, I'll put him in C tier.
Alright, C tier. How about you, Wilson?
这个角色我自己一点特点都没有。你现在看每一只隐藏角，基本都有自己的特色。这一只就跑速增加而已，我觉得没什么特别的。然后强度也没有很大，我就发球啊什么都很普通。只有 block 可能比较好一点，速度比较快。我自己应该是给 D。
For me, Yogan, even though he got patch and his reach is still not good enough. It could be even more better if he had like slightly beyond the max stats for his spiking and serving. But the fact that he's predictable, like Lime said, it's not that really good. So when it comes to 1v1, he's okay. Like okay enough. For the 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, that's where it becomes even more bad because, you know, you're not the one always receiving, so you're gonna have a hard time filling it up. So basically, you just wasted your lucky stall on this one. You got rage baited, and I got rage baited as well. I would give this a D tier. Yogan goes to D. Alright, before we go to the Kazana, guys, if you really enjoyed and learned a lot from our tier list, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Alright, now let's proceed to the Kazana, the most hyped style ever been in Volleyball Legends. So in the nutshell, so he has this special ability where he can charge up his jump, and his recent patch is that he got this Sanu tilting gravity, making his hit the ball on the back row. So Lime.
For Kazana, he's a underrated spiker. He has a mid-high skill ceiling. He's a fast and decent all-rounder. He has quick spikes, and like when they buff him, that he has the Sanu back tilt spike too. And he's practically infinite boom jump. He can feint and delay longer than most spikers in the game. He's best at spiking for like deep cuts and back row spikes. For Kazana, he gets better when there are more players in the rank game mode, since people can easily see where Kazana spikes if there are not a lot of players. He can also like counter fish from above, so if the set is high, he can just spike directly above them and it won't trigger the fish from opponent. For once, he's agile and he has good spikes, which is good for once since he can cover most of the court basically. And for tools, he's decent for tools since he can't really charge it up since there are a lot of things going on, and it's also fast paced for tools. And for trees, he can hit very hard to cover spikes. So like you can hit back row, you can hit cuts, which is like going to be challenging for the opponent to receive. He's amazing at force and 6 since he can be played as a back row, but also left wing, right wing is also playable. He can do unexpected spikes even though it meant for the other spikers. So yeah, I think he can be at S tier.
Damn, S tier.
Kazana 这只1v1还蛮强，我最近都有遇到，因为我朋友有在玩。我觉得这只蛮能手，它起跳的动作，然后你跳上去的时候，不知道怎么跟你看到会打的地方有点差异，就不好手。2v2这只有队友的话，我觉得我自己就会 rock 去挡这样。然后这只蛮怕counter的，就很容易被 counter， 高的地方打下去很容易被 counter。我自己是没玩过所以我不太确定这只好不好用。然后它的手速的话还行，速度我觉得有点慢。其他的话就都正常，的特点就跳得高而已。对我自己可能会给 A。
Okay, so speaking of the 1v1 on Kazana, he has the decent amount of speed to be able to receive it. And for the 2v2, it's more predictable when he used that charging on him. So I agree with Lime on that, like it's easier to counter Kazana on 2v2s when there's like lesser players, so his charging is much more useless or less efficient at least overall. But when it comes to 3v3s, 4v4, 6v6, it becomes even more better. So I would give this A tier for me. So now here we are Kimiro. Okay, this style, in a nutshell, this style, the only libero, he has this max speed, max diving. His special ability is all about like being able to dash longer than anyone else.
For Kimiro, since he's the only libero, he is the best libero, I guess. And he has a very high skill ceiling. He can very hard to use if you have high ping, so it should be recommended at around 1 to 30 ping. Not really recommended for 1s and 2s since his spikes are too slow and doesn't overwhelm the opponent. And for 3s, he can be played as a libero and a setter at the same time. So he's decent at 3s. And for 4s, he's amazing at 4s since he can cover the entire back row. Usually in 4s, you have a left wing, right wing, and a setter in the middle. So you'll be covering the back row. And for 6, he can cover where your teammates aren't able to cover. So overall, he should be S tier.
Ooh, very well said.
OK, Kimiro 是有这只最近才抽到的，因为都换掉了。那我自己玩的话，我是觉得这只对电脑比较不友善，就因为它的不像手机那么方便，手机它可以直接滑到自己想滑的位置，电脑的话你还要可能去 block 去锁定的位置。然后这一只在人多的模式，你如果在1v1、2v2这种模式或3v3，比较没什么用，就进攻的火力有点太少。我是认为只要进攻就好了，就防守就靠接球就好了，不需要用到这一只。所以我应该给 D
D tier?
tier。
What? No, 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 no. But I'm very surprised. Let me evaluate Kimiro on my side. Okay, like Lime said, Kimiro efficiency only varies on how well is your ping. If you're living in a bad country, bad ping, bad server, you are cooked with Kimiro. Pull that up because if you dash with a high ping Kimiro and this S-Snake, it's just an aura farming. There's nothing special about it. You're still predictable even though you do S-tag with the Kimiro. And for the setter, it's pretty decent honestly. But overall, still the goated, the best libero, but useless on high ping. So I would give this a B tier. Not better than Hakka or better? Lime.
I think it's better than Hakka.
Wilson. Better than Hakka or not?
No.
What the hell? Okay, guys. You know what? Spin the wheel. Oh my god, bro. It's better than Hakka. Lime won the battle. Alright, now we are at the man of Spiker, Sanu. But before that, I want you to be man as well. I want you to hit the like. So now let me briefly explain to you what is Sanu. Sanu is the man of Spiker. He has this unique special ability of max tilting to alter your spiking direction. He is very slow, low sets, mid serving. That's all.
For Sanu, he used to be good at rank until the 3 run happened. Although he is slow, he's very skilled and he can do precise cuts, precise spikes like cuts or back row spikes. For once, even though he's slow, he's still very good for spiking and one of the most common styles to be used in rank. For tools, he is very good at tools since you can't really know where he's spiking unless you're experienced lah. But it's very hard to reposition if you do one mistake since he's very slow. And for trees, he's great at it. And 4-6 is mediocre since he's played as a left wing or right wing, but it's harder to score since there are more players. So overall, S tier.
How about you, Wilson?
OK， Sanu 这一支最特别就是它的弯曲，但我觉得Jinko跟它是属于差不多类型。Jinko 的破坏力比较够，速度比较快，也可以从比较多位置打进去，压迫感比较重，可能会打侧网、侧边啊，或是后排。也不好守啊！我自己是觉得，就以我现在来讲，我觉得不会到那么难守，可能 Brock 提早预测后排那边去防，因为2个人嘛，打2v2那种应该很难漏接，因为速度没有到那么快，没有像Hinata那些速度那么快，猝不及防啊！我自己偶尔也会玩一下，我觉得以现在这么多角色来看，没有到太强了。现在有更强的角色，所以我 S。
Ooh, S tier. My man. It's time for you to evaluate. My experience on Sanu is pretty decent, especially when you combine it with TSK. His delays makes the enemy more confused whether you're gonna S tilt it or dunk it. The more timing and direction of your tilting with Sanu is, the more efficient it is. So when it comes for the 1v1s, I don't recommend you using that. For the 2v2, Sanu is decent enough. So for the 4v4 6v6, good enough. So I would give him S tier for this. Pretty simple to use, not pretty complex. Just learn how to tilt and you will be able to score enough. So this goes below the twins and Mikage. Now we are at the setter type. Taichou, Timeskip, Kageyama, Oigawa, and Hakka. Now here, Taichou is the first guy that I have ever met. In the brief matter, Taichou got this special ability where you can amplify your set with a power setting.
So right now we're talking about setter style, so it's gonna be slightly straightforward. Okay, so for Taichou, he also used to be good before we run cause not a lot of people are used to receiving Taichou sets and spear spikes. He's a good all-rounder. He is best paired with Jinko and TSH. He can counter set, counter shield breaker, and also set down, which is one of his perks. Yeah, you can say perks for him. And for once, he can be unpredictable and be quick since he can stack his buff and spike it. And for tools, it's very good at tools since you can do unexpected quicks with your spiker. For 3s, 4s, and 6, they are decent. Overall, I'll place him in A tier.
这一支是我现在认为比较好的 setter， 搭配接着Jinko打怒，还有新角色Hakka，刚好弥补他的 球数，在3v3会是我觉得最适用，就左右攻击或是就原地这样子给球加速度就很难守了。啊，我自己如果打6v6这种人多的，我一定会塞一支太球跟4v 太球，陪它搭配金口改变了那个球的路线，就变得很难防守。它后排也是不好守，就是容易出界，要控制力道啊。就是玩这种 C 的角的话，应该都是在破盾，可能打底类。前面有人就可以开破盾，这样一个进攻，然后我应该会给
A tier. Alright. For me, Taichou, on my experience, don't prefer it personally, honestly. But the fact that it makes the spiking more better and gravity more stronger, which makes him really unique among all of the between these four. And for his the cons on his set is that it is easily fishnettable. No matter how strong your spiking is, if you meet your demise, which is the fishnet, it's useless. It's not as efficient than Timeskip Kageyama, Oigawa, and Hakka. To conclude this, I would give it low A. So, Lime, Wilson, lower or higher?
Mid.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go for the mid as well. Now for the Timeskip, Kageyama, Camo, alright. The GOAT of setter, I like it so much. Timeskip Kageyama's special ability has this max setting where when you set with this, it stops mid-air. It makes everything easier for the spiker because of the Timeskip Kageyama.
For Timeskip Kageyama, he's the best setter in the game. He can do precise sets that can be delayed, and he can set for any spikers in general. For once, he isn't really recommended because he doesn't really have any spiking power. He's decent at 2s and he's just very good in 3s, 4s, and 6. Overall, he's SS tier.
Wow.
OK Kageyama，这一支我觉得就这一支新角色出了，我觉得它的 set 就没有那么独特。我是比较喜欢跟太球搭配啊，现在觉得Kageyama的话还好，不那么有用，因为我比较喜欢跟着数，然后可以改变，可以让我进口比较好的得分。Kageyama它有一点缺点，就是我觉得它的力量在发球的方面力量太大，打直线蛮容易出界的，打斜的又蛮容易被接到，然后接球力量也很大。它的好处就跑步速度快，然后 set 会停。那我自己是觉得没有到那么强，我会更向往太球，所以我应该给 A
tier. Alright, so in my side, Timeskip Kageyama, I have used it, I have experienced it, I have felt it's the best setter style like Lime said. Comparing this to Taichou, this is anti-fishnet setter because it cannot keep up with the speed of the fishnet, and the fact that it stops on the mid-air allows you to bypass the fishnet. And you know, fishnet is the meta right now on the diamond or high elo. Timeskip Kageyama is the current meta right now. So in any rank, he's super decent. For me, I would give this S tier. To conclude this is gonna be on S tier. Alright, Timeskip Oigawa is the busted service ace of all time. He got this rainbow serving capability where you can knock up your enemy when you hit that rainbow scale on serving. He is super good, super fast, decent enough for setting.
For TSO, he's a good all-rounder also compared to most setters. His quick serve can be really overwhelming to low player rank game mode. He's also best to aim for like faster style user on the court or the setter. But the only downside is that it gets countered by Kimiro. And so for once, it's not really recommended. For 2s, it's best at 2 since it can overwhelm the spiker. For 3s, it's also very good since after you serve, it's also very hard to reposition. For 4s and 6 is just mediocre since enemy can recover quickly from the knockback serve. My rating is B tier.
就是我现在2v2队友很常玩这个，因为这一支它就算在其他人多的模式也蛮有用的，还是很少人会去解决这个后排的问题。他如果球飞到后面很难救啊，除非我觉得有金口日向的Hidari这些角色。爆聘局的话，这一支也可以拿出来，他最近也有不是已经结束了，很好用。对我自己要给的话，应该 S。
Alright, for me, Timeskip Oigawa is a cheat code for low elo players and a high ping players. Is super decent on 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, 6v6, but never expect anything on 1v1, okay? Timeskip Oigawa has this decent setting, I like it. It has a decent spiking capability, but I don't recommend you to use this on 4v4 6v6. But for receiving, it could be decent enough for everything. He has a good enough of speed, good enough of bumping power, doesn't have max it. I would give this A tier. It goes here. Alright guys, are you guys ready to rate the Ultra Hakka 5-star? Now, let's go for the Hakka Mastery 5. This Hakka Mastery 5, this time comparing this to the Mastery 1, you get 2 clones on Hakka, max spiking power and blocking power, and faster filling rate for clone.
For Hakka Mastery 5, he can be very OP since he can do crazy serves, he can do crazy spike sets or whatever he desires lah. And for all game modes, he's very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, yeah. So for once, he can bypass the spike surf, which makes him OP. He can do feint, he can do, and for 2, 3, 4, and 6, he can be a setter, a spiker, or can just do ambush spike from outside antenna. So my rating for him will be S tier.
S tier.
OK， 等级5的哈卡这我在片看过，他发球非常变态，直接到前场很难守。然后如果你在正常模式下，你如果只预判他第一段影子的话，应该也是守不住的。他就像他从最左边突然飞到最右边，根本来不及防守。他升级后，我看有满级 block， 然后满级 spike， 然后好像两段的分身蛮强的，我真的有点超模了。这游戏已经做坏了。对，我出了这一只就整个坏掉了，但是他的任务根本不是给人做的。我觉得现在基本上有些任务可能花钱比较快啊。对，就我自己是有看里面的任务太难做了，然后强度的话是真的蛮强的，所以我应该会给 S
tier. Okay, based on me, I have tested the Mastery 5. I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, this thing has so many capabilities. Like, he can do Demon Cut whenever he wants with this clone. It's easier to land it. You can either S-steal or dunk it. It's really hard. You can guarantee a score on your enemy if you master that. Although the only weakness of this Hakka is that most of the ability is restricted. On average, he is S tier, but if you have mastered him pretty well, you will become unstoppable. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now. I guess it's fairly safe for now. S tier for me. Okay, if we compare this to the Mikage, what would you place on it?
Higher than Mikage.
Yeah, high.
Hi, thank you very much Lime and Wilson for joining me in this tier list. If you guys want to support our #1 volleyball player, I will link his TikTok on the description below. And if you want to learn how does the Hakka work, feel free to check the video above me or maybe all the styles. As always, a fellow samurai says, to God be the glory.